Today, I'm going to share with you one of my favorite culinary hacks. It involves butter, lots of butter, and wonderful fresh pressed olive oil. So excited to share this recipe with you. Your lean proteins are going to be so happy, and you're going to have a little secret weapon in your kitchen that's going to just boost the flavors of all kinds of amazing dishes. So I'll tell you what you can use it on, and I'm going to show you how to make it. So stay tuned, and let's try to make this together. Come on in here, Megan. All right, so show everyone what I got. So I'm making a compound butter today that uses quite a few fresh herbs. You can make this your own, but I'm just starting with a glass dish, glass bowl, and this butter is a very high quality butter. It's unsalted butter because I prefer to control the salt, the type of salt, and the quantity of salt in the recipe. But I would say it is room temperature butter. I would not too soft, not too cold. Put that in the bowl, Set that aside. So step one is I'm going to aerate and fluff and kind of cream the butter a little bit. It's going to increase the volume of the butter, so keep an eye on that. And also it's going to make it, when I freeze it, it's going to be softer, or when I chill it, it's going to be softer and melt easier on my proteins and my cooked veggies. So anyway, stay in here. I'm going to start this process. So I'm just got the a hand mixer here. You can do this with a paddle attachment and a KitchenAid as well. So you'll notice here the color change. It starts to lighten a little bit, and that's what you kind of want to go for. And if we were editing these videos and not doing them live, I would probably whip it a little longer, but you definitely get the idea. As I was saying, you can kind of make it your own. We've got some fresh basil, we've got chives, we have oregano, and what's the other one in there, Megan? You've got, it would be rosemary. Whoa, rosemary, thyme, basil, and chive that Megan beautifully chopped in advance. But really, here's a nice selection. You can really choose anything you like. I didn't put dill in this one because a lot of times it can be quite overpowering, or oregano. If I were doing for a fish dish, I might choose to add a little bit of dill or tarragon and lemon. But for now, I want to start infusing the butter with the olive oil. And for the olive oil, I've chosen a bold selection here. This is a Chilean olive oil, and it's quite bold. I'm going to drizzle, I'd say this is 2 sticks of butter, and I would say that's about, I don't know, 4, 5 tablespoons of fresh pressed olive oil in there. So, I don't know, probably about a 1/4 cup to about 2 sticks of butter. So I've got the oil kind of floating around in there. I'm going to add my chives. Beautiful rosemary, thyme, and basil. I love the basil in there. So nice. Now, if you wanted to, you could use a garlic press or mince some very finely minced garlic and add that as well. I'm not going to add that to this one. I want to keep it a little more basic and all-purpose. But this is one of those ingredients you keep in your pantry and you can pull out and use in a lot of different ways. So now that I have all the ingredients in, I'm going to add some salt. A little pinch of salt in here. I'm going to add some pepper on top of the herbs. I like a lot of pepper. So, and now we're going to start combining everything. That bold olive oil really increases the flavor of this compound butter. exponentially. All right, you guys get the idea? I'm going to set this off to the side here. So this is what I've got. So, oh yeah, you can see on the bottom of the bowl. See how all the herbs are incorporated in there? And this looks so yummy, and it smells so delicious. So my next step is, clear this off a hair. I'm going to show you how, now you can place this in a crock in the fridge if you're doing a lot of like around the holidays or whatever and just want to use a spoon to take it out, you can do that. But really the best way to do this is to, because once it's chilled, it's not as easy to work with and you want to keep this chilled. I use a piece of parchment paper, and on the parchment paper, I'm just going to take the butter, this compound butter. Actually, I probably should have tasted this too to see if I needed to adjust any of the seasoning. Let's just do that real quick in case we have to do a retake. Oh yeah, that's great. That's really, really good. You really taste the olive oil. You're going to be surprised. I do want to add a touch more salt. So I'll just do that to the outside here. That's fine. So in the parchment paper, I've kind of placed it in the center of a long piece of parchment paper. I'm going to take this and fold it over to create a little pocket. You guys can see that in there. And then I take the flat edge of a scraper, like a dough scraper, and I kind of push. You see that okay, Megan? Kind of push that at the end. You can kind of make this log any shape, as thin or as thick as you like. That's probably good for most of our uses. So what I end up with is a nice clean package. And then you just fold over the ends and place this in the fridge or the freezer. So place this in the fridge or the freezer, and then when you want it, you can take it out and actually slice it just to whatever thickness you like. Just because we're in a hurry and I want to show you how I would use this, I'm going to just go ahead and open this up. I'm going to use my, actually I could, say, I only have, let's use a fork, I guess. But the way I'm using it today is I love to use this for grilled meats or lean proteins. So when they come right off the grill, I would take a little slice of this cold butter that's well seasoned and has the wonderful flavor of olive oil and the herbs, and I would place that right on top of a lean protein. Great example is filet mignon. Not my favorite cut because it's very lean, but when you add the compound butter on it, it's fantastic. You put a little, I've got some serving it here for my meal with a little bit of spinach. Drizzle that with fresh pressed olive oil, a little squeeze of lemon, and you're ready to go. So nice quick meal there. The other lean protein that this is really good on is a chicken breast, which also this one's actually skinless. I prefer skin on, but in this case it's a good example because this would start to melt and create a beautiful olive oil butter sauce for your meal. So let's talk about, Megan, let's talk about some other ways you could use this. Again, wrap it, keep it in the freezer, slice off a little piece as you need it, just rewrap it in saran wrap. Risotto, fantastic. Steamed vegetables, fantastic. Roast potatoes. You could use it, let's say you're making a sauce and you've reduced the sauce. You could put a little knob of this in the sauce to create an instant flavor boost and texture and thickness in the sauce. There's really a limitless corn. I'm trying to think of pasta, yes. Polenta, ooh, good one for topping and flavor addition. So really, you can, like for breakfast, if you're making a quiche or an omelet or a frittata, a little of this on top just before serving, fantastic. You can saute some veggies in it. Another, Shellfish. Oh yeah, there's too many. There's too many. Quit going down the list. It's going to be too long of a video. But anyway, I'd love to hear how you guys would use it, since we know how Megan and I would use it and do use it in our kitchen. And also, if you've made compound butters, I mean, you can go crazy. You can create sweet ones that have like cinnamon and nutmeg and olive oil. You can really go in ones for fish that have tarragon. But these are little flavor hacks that you can use to really boost your cooking, especially if you're doing a lot of entertaining. Just even simply with a little bit of bread is also nice, and toasted in the oven. I personally am a bit of a purist when it comes to bread, and I just like mine with salt and olive oil. But that's me. My wife Megan's from Chicago, and she's a Midwesterner and loves her butter. So we also are kind of this olive oil butter marriage, the two of us. So anyway, I invite you guys to try it, leave any comments, and thank you guys for tuning in. Happy drizzling.